Hey there, on this edition of Tips for the Home Buyer, I wanted to talk about foundations. Check it out. Thanks for taking a minute to listen and learn a little bit about foundation. Foundations are a big concern that a lot of people have, and the challenge in some markets is the fact that you don't have the opportunity to have inspections right now. Some of you are feeling a lot of pressure to make an offer and waive inspections. We always recommend leaving that inspection option in there because it helps to protect you and help you make a wise investment. But knowing the market and our commitment and our passion to educating home buyers, I just felt like I need to do some continuing education on this topic so that you could make an informed decision moving forward. We always recommend an inspection, but if you have to make an offer before you can have an inspection, a few things we want to encourage you about. First of all, I want to talk about Inspector Grouch. Inspector Grouch is going to come in and he's going to see things and pick it apart, and he's just going to rail on it, and he's going to create a lot of drama and a lot of fear. Maybe you've already had an inspection, so that's why you're looking into foundation, or maybe you're thinking about having an inspection, but you're worried about having that guy. Let me just tell you, there is a challenge in assessing foundations and being objective and being concerned about protecting yourself. And Inspector Grouch is going to be the guy that's just going to see any crack and he's going to say this is a problem. But what I want to help you understand in this lesson is that context is important. A large crack that you'd see in a 1-year-old foundation gives us a whole different feel than a small crack you'd see in a 60-year-old foundation, or even a larger crack you'd see in a stone foundation. Context is really important. But for your benefit and for your purpose today, let's talk about some of the key things to look at and how to look at it. First of all, I want to encourage you, just as you're walking through around the exterior of the house, just pay attention to the foundation. Look to see if there's any cracks, any repairs, anything like that. And as you're doing that, there's a few different kind of cracks I want to bring to your attention. First of all, a fissure crack is a little thin hairline crack. It's too small for moisture to get in. It doesn't need repair, and we see it in even 1-year-old foundations. It's not surprising to see it. It's from the concrete drying, and it just relieves the tension in a cracking point. It's not necessarily related to settlement. Now, there's another kind of cracking that if you can get a fingernail in there and wiggle your fingernail around, that's where water could potentially get into that crack and create an issue because it could freeze and cause that crack to expand. It could get moisture into your interior. When you start seeing a crack large enough that water can get in there, that's when we have to start paying special attention to what remediation needs to happen. Is it just sealing it? Is there another issue? And then a third kind of crack you want to watch for, and this is particularly noticeable on the inside. You can't see it outside sometimes, but it's a horizontal crack. If you're seeing a horizontal crack, it means there's pressure in a certain area, and that pressure is potentially pushing that wall in. And there's what's called hydrostatic pressure. We're not going to get into all that, but the weight of the soil and the moisture is putting pressure on that spot in the wall, and that's creating problems in the future, and that may need some reinforcement. Those are some of the key things to be looking for in cracks. The other thing that I want to mention in this video to help you understand a little bit about foundations is if you're seeing repairs that have been done, whether it's patches or sealing a crack, or if you're seeing beams being put into place or plates being put into place, if you're seeing any kind of repair as you're considering making an offer, I'd strongly encourage you to ask if there's a transferable warranty with that repair so that you can have some peace of mind that if this repair has been done recently, that there's someone that's going to back up that repair and the quality of the repair that you have. So those are my tips to help deal with foundation issues. Again, we always recommend inspections. We would love to be your inspection company of choice at Home Partners Inspections, but I really want to encourage you to have a good objective look at the property and take some of these things into consideration before you make that offer. So there you have it. One other thing I want to add that I didn't include in that little piece, I'd really encourage you to trust your real estate professional. You've hired them as a consultant to walk you through this process. If you pick someone who's been in the game a while, they've been to a lot of home inspections. They've had to explore this issue with a lot of properties, and they can also give you some guidance and some great considerations in that. So we know that this is a challenging dynamic to go through this home buying process. We just wanted to do a part to help equip you a little bit more so that you could thrive in this space and you can have great success in your home buying process.